it is just that next step up. So it's not that I don't do the other stuff. It's that little special extra that people are looking for, especially when it's a monumental event. If it's a second 40th birthday, or, it truly is, the bucket list idea is meant to be one of a kind. And so that little extra is what I specialize in.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another roundtable discussion. I'm very excited to introduce Ryan Barks, who is a luxury travel agent. Many of you have requested more information on the world of travel, especially since we've seen a lot of change in our world over the last several years. And one of the things that drives us is our clients' interests. So this is an exciting topic with Ryan Barks, again, luxury travel advisor. Our clients spend many days planning vacations. And so they've reached out to us with a few questions. I know, Heather, you've got a question. So I'm going to ask you to start us off with some of the thoughts that you've been receiving from your clients.
Hello, Ryan. I often get asked as a real estate agent how I am compensated. And as a professional travel advisor, how do you get compensated?
Sure, that's a great question. I think a lot of people assume that it is more expensive to work with a travel advisor. Most of the time, we don't add in any service fees, anything like that. So realistically, most people are paying what they're already going to pay to use a travel advisor. They just don't have that expertise in hand. So the commissions that are built in that an agency would make are going to be built in whether or not you use that advisor. So we get paid on the back end after travelers travel.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Very good question. Kyle, I know you had a question as well.
I do. Ryan, similar to my industry, the travel industry has been, inundated and easily accessible online these days. How have things like the internet or VRBOs or Airbnbs affected, the travel industry?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people assume that it was a negative response to that. In reality, what the internet created for us is transparency.
Okay.
So travel advisors, for one, had to be good at their job. They had to know what they were talking about. But I think one of the biggest advantages is everyone can see everything all the time. So they don't really know what they're looking at. So what it's created for us is we have product knowledge, we have experience in destination, we see these things. So when they come to us, at least they have some semblance of an idea of what they're looking for. We're able to point them in the exact direction we're trying to go.
Interesting. Thank you.
Alex, you were going to bring up the big taboo topic. So I'm going to turn it over to you with your question.
Yeah, I know we're all trying to get away from it, but let's discuss COVID here. I focus on protecting clients each day from the what ifs that might pop up in their lives. So let me put it just right out there. Is travel safe right now, or is it even fun with the precautions? And then what's your firsthand experience with that?
Sure. I think a lot of people assumed that travel couldn't happen for quite a while. There were 2 or 3 months where travel literally couldn't happen. We all, that C word we're not going to use any longer, certainly prevented a lot. But I think one of the things that happened from this is cleaning protocols increased. I think people took very seriously limiting interaction that's unnecessary. I've been internationally traveling more in the last 2 years than I did the previous 2 years.
That's great.
And so what it gave us is firsthand perspective of how these hotels and airlines are choosing to gather the information that's necessary to keep their people safe. So if anything, it's been an improvement.
That's great news. Well, thanks for your answer. Appreciate it. Patricia?
So my question is that I'm kind of a do-it-yourselfer when it comes to travel. And what's the advantage of having a professional travel advisor?
Great question. I think we get that quite often. And I think kind of alluding to what Heather mentioned as well, we're not costing anyone anymore. So the service we provide is included. So I use that term a lot, included. Our process is to provide more value for the same. And one of the biggest advantages is we do see these products in person. We're able to add value to the experience, make sure they're getting exactly what they're paying for, and our services before, during, and after travel. A quick example of something that I do that most people don't know. Every Tuesday and Friday, I monitor pricing for every reservation I have. So if a price goes down, they just get that new price. It's not something they need to do, not something they need to double check. So one of the advantages of doing it a little bit further in advance is that we get to monitor that price just a little bit longer. So
that's fantastic. Patricia, sorry to steal your thunder, but I want to ask a question myself. Again, Tim Ward.
That's okay.
it may not surprise anybody at this table who's familiar with getting documents from clients or, doing the necessary things to get things moving forward. They would much rather spend time planning their vacation than anything else. So with that in mind, how soon is too soon to have somebody working alongside you to plan that perfect vacation each year or that special vacation for families or corporations?
Sure. I think that may be the most asked question I get is when do we plan? Yeah, honestly, if we learned anything from COVID, it's when you know you want to go. That's the best time to do it. I would say if you're looking at 2 years out, there's going to be a little bit more limited inventory just because realistically they can't keep up with that. But in our industry, typically about a year out, almost everything you're going to need to plan to travel is already available. Our sweet spot's about that 4 to 6 month range. That's about our average. But I would say if you can get to that 8 to 10 month range, you're probably going to get the best availability and the best price. And then again, one of the biggest things that allows us to do is monitor pricing for a little bit longer, make sure you're getting the most value for it. But also with what we've seen this year, the incredible resurgence of travel, I think one of the most important things is that availability is not going to be there if you wait too long. So doing it further in advance is a huge advantage to you and your family as well.
So as I hear you speaking, what I'm thinking is I'm a few years away from celebrating the 10-year anniversary of my 40th birthday. So it wouldn't be too soon to start planning that trip, right? No, in all seriousness, that helps a lot. And I think some people feel that they're coming too soon to the table for planning for some special event. Naturally, I'm sure you don't like the 11th hour planner, but then again, it sounds like you and your team can handle that. I'm gonna ask that we take questions at this point from our clients and then ask me anything kind of environment. But I do want to put Ryan on the spot and have him tell us just one thing that is kind of unique that somebody should know about you that you'd be willing to share in the safe space here.
Unique, personally or professionally?
That's your choice. We don't need to know about tattoos.
No, that's fair. Well, I am a travel junkie. So my passion of my job is, and I even call it this, my wife laughs at this pretty openly, I feed the habit. That's why I work.
Excellent.
So I can go travel more.
Excellent.
So I think one of the things that people can kind of rest assured, I've probably been there. And if I haven't, I'm going. So, the expertise is there because I love doing what I do. I'm not here to make money. I make money as a result of providing a quality service. So my unique thing would be if you don't find me in destination, which I'm still accessible, the beauty of modern technology,
Sure,
you can be anywhere in the world. But at the end of the day, that's probably my largest hobby. What I spend the majority of my time and efforts on with clients is having the same type of experience I'd like to have.
And so everybody is clear, Ryan did not know I was going to ask him that question. So that was well stated, but it is wonderful when your passion can also be the art of your career. So
Certainly.
all of us here at the table, thank you for spending a little time with us. This will be part 1 of 2. After we get those myriad of questions from our clients, we'll come back. Ryan, certainly, unless you're unavailable, probably predisposed on an island somewhere, perhaps we could Zoom. But thank you. We're going to put Ryan's contact information up on the screen here and make it available. We also encourage any of our clients to reach us directly, and we can make a personal introduction to Ryan and his team for the best travel experience that you might hope to have.